because I was summoned here today. Yeah, I was summoned. You ladies summoned me. I was there by the TikTok streets, the Instagram streets, minding my business, just being the loudmouth that I am. And then you ladies said to me, woman, can we please have a YouTube channel? We want to watch longer videos. I'm like, okay, let's do a YouTube channel. You guys watch longer videos. Thank you so much. I'm on 19,000 subscribers in less than a year. That is amazing. But that was now not enough. Because the very same you ladies, you said to me, woman, we need to gather now. We need to gather now. We don't know whether it's a robot or it's a real person who is behind this account here, Madam Speaker. So we need to gather together and feel the love, the self-love that you're preaching on a daily basis. We want to experience that sitting in one room. So because you have gathered me here, why did you call me? Who wants to go first? This is me opening a Q&A session to anybody who felt like, you know what, from wherever I'm coming from, this girl from the Bundus, she must answer me this one question. You are chickening out today. You send me a paragraph of message, but today you are chickening out. Is there anybody who has a question? Do we have somebody who can help with a mic, maybe? There we go.
Thank you very much. It's not a question, actually. What do I say? I think you actually made me realize that I'm normal. Because throughout the time I thought maybe I was the abnormal one. So having to hear somebody who has been through what you are going through and more, I realized that I'm normal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my sister. I posted something a few days ago and I said that while you are busy trying to change yourself so much so that you can be this desired wife material, girlfriend material, this material, employee material, there is something or somebody that is waiting for you, looking for you, searching for you, but it won't find you. You know why? Because you left that which is you and you went to find somebody else. So when you leave being you to become somebody else, you even confuse yourself and the people who are coming to you, because those who are intended for you are not even going to be there. But you're now going to be getting those who are attracted to that which you've decided to become just to attract people. Then every Tom, Dick and Harry now is coming in. Then you complain, you say, listen, nyama. Then you start complaining and you say, no, something is wrong with me. Bang lawyer. You left yourself. That's what I'm saying. Now we are coming back home to ourselves. That self which you are, that God created you to be, God doesn't make mistakes. But we think, or we can. Guys, do you know how many times I have prayed for God to just reduce my volume? Just so I can talk a little less. Just so that the things which are in my heart, in my head, the things that I want to speak, I can speak less. So many times. Until I had to come back home to myself and say, this is who I am. And I'm going to fulfill my purpose and enjoy it while I'm being myself in the process. And that is the most significant thing about coming back home to yourself. That you become so comfortable and you become okay with just being you. With nothing, no preservatives. Just you being you. Just you enjoying your company. So much that when somebody is next to you, you're no longer a burden to them. We are such burdens, guys, to other people. Handshake. No, they're checking themselves. Why must they check you? Handshake, hey. From the morning until 5 to 5. Look, not be busy 5 to 5. But we don't want to do that. The way we are so scared of being ourselves, of being home to ourselves, we want somebody to be here to distract us. And don't get me wrong, this is one of the reasons why when I now had people coming in and all the people who have spoken today, I have couples. I have all these beautiful people telling beautiful stories and just sharing what they're sharing with us today. Because I need you to understand that just because you love yourself so much, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot coexist with other people. But at the end of the day, you owe yourself that much. Because nobody is coming to get you from that wilderness that you are at except yourself. Nobody is coming to pull you out of there unless you say, listen, I'm here. Take me out. Listen, help me out. Unless you, in my language, we say, meaning that when you are attempting to get up, then we'll see that actually you are not dead. You are rising. Then we give you a hand. But we are sitting. And we are saying, listen, from here where I'm sitting, no, the Lord will see me through, or the Lord will see them. Welcome back home to yourself. I don't know if there's anybody else who still has, because I would really hate. Yes, ma'am. You can go first. The mic is off.
Thank you. Okay, thanks for this opportunity. I just want clarity on the video you posted a few days ago. So you said you came out with a lion's heart. But then some people want you to be scared of cats.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that one, please?
Yeah, that was a very short video. It was 6 seconds long, where I said that I walked out of a lion's den with a lion's heart in my hands. So I cannot be intimidated by cats. Over the past years, I've pushed limits that I didn't even know I had. Over the last few years, I have bounced back from things that I didn't even know that they actually bounce like a trampoline. I always make a joke to say that right now where I am, there were people who were expecting me to be in a psychiatric ward so that they can bring me machew and banana. And I refuse. I refused to allow. I lost everything. Everything. I was sharing in a video just recently to say that I recently paid off all of my debt. I'm not owing anybody anything. So I can start my own thing now. I could have died in the process. I could have stressed myself to a point where I could have died and people could have taken over. I could have left my kids. So many things. Listen, there are things, people have been through what I've been through and worse. Far worse. The only difference between me and them is that I know how to speak. And I made a decision that this, because I know it's not a lie, because I know that so many women are going through it, I'm not gonna act as if it doesn't exist. I'm gonna speak about it and I'm gonna amplify my voice. So now, because I chose to speak, because I chose that this that I'm going through is not gonna get, I would just stand and say, I'm not gonna die. I'm not dying. My intentions from the beginning until the end were always good. Even in the times when I was doing things which were wrong, which I didn't know that they were wrong, my intentions were pure. My intentions were good. But just because it didn't work out, it doesn't necessarily, because my intentions were good then, I will not regret. And I'm not gonna be down and out. I refuse to be down and out. I refuse to allow anybody out there to tell me anything up. You can't tell me about me. You can't tell me about perseverance. You understand what I mean? So with everything that I've been through, to me, that was me being in the lion's den. And when I walked out of that, I walked up victorious. I walked out with a lion's heart in my hand. So anything negative, anything that is meant to destroy me, that can ever be said about me, can't do anything to me. I'm titanium bulletproof now. And I end every single layer of strength that I have. I hope I elaborated. Thank you. Oh, there's the... Okay.
Sanibonani nonke egameni elihlele kaJesu. I just want to say there was a lot of doubt to even come here today. And I was invited by a very big fan of yours, Mrs. Masinya, sitting next to me. And I just want to say, a lot of us are going through a lot, and we are not talking, we are not sharing, we are not even seeking support because we think we're strong enough.
Yeah.
And I want to say to women here today, I'm one of those who are starting from zero. 3 years now, I'm starting from scratch, like 0 with 3 kids, but I never lose hope. Yeah. I never lose faith. God is faithful every day, and I'm thankful that in my life, when I could have died, I had people who said, "Mauti kuvusa evusayo."
Yeah.
I hear you, woman of God, because I didn't want to die. Somebody else reached out to me and said, "Let's help you up."
Yeah.
And today I'm up. Ngivugile because of women.
Yeah.
If we can learn to share, don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed of your tears, don't be ashamed of your scars. Do not be ashamed of what God has given you so that you can grow. I know that one day I will be back where I was before. Even if it's not where I was before, but I'm still alive. Yeah. God has given me a chance to say, "Look, Lalel, your story can change somebody else's." My story might not be on Instagram or on whatever, but for every woman I meet out there who says, "Yo, hi kunzim," I always share my story, and I know one day it will pick somebody up.
Yeah. Thank you so much. The one thing that we need to understand as ladies, when I always say that we need to create a safe space for one another, is simply because you know the notion, united we stand, divided we fall. We have been made to believe so much that the lady next to us is a competition to us, because when we sit together and we understand that we can learn from one another, we become stronger, we become wiser, we become smarter, we become unshakable. So that is a problem. We are carrying stigmas. You go into, guys, majority of ladies, we love marriage, we love beautiful relationships, we love Romeo and Juliet. So when a woman goes and leaves her father's home, changes her surname to yours, comes and joins your family, you need to understand, or there's no woman who's crazy in their head who can do that. But when a woman does that, and she reaches a point where she's in between a rock and a hard place, and she needs to get out, you must understand that it's a matter of life and death. And the shock of my life was when I realized that with all my good intentions, not perfect intentions, but good intentions, I still was expected to carry the shame, the dark cloud, the stigma of being a failure. In as much as I've put in all the work, all my cards were on the table, and I said, listen, I'm all in, I'm doing this. That is why I'm even changing my surname, I'm relocating, I'm doing all these things because I'm not planning on going back. After all, I'm a woman. I'm a prayerful woman. And I know that the Lord will never leave me. You know, my intentions are good. So when now you are in between a rock and a hard place, and you choose life, and you choose your kids, when you make a U-turn, you realize that actually you have bigger problems than that. You now have to deal with people calling you names for the rest of your life. You now have to deal with people making you feel bad, making you feel like a failure. And in fact, you're not a failure. So when I'm standing here, the inspiration behind me having to speak and have this loud voice that I have is that let the stigma, the shame, the dark cloud, I be out of fashion. And that there's nobody who's going to make it out of fashion except those who are actually, because the thing is, what people tell you about you is entirely up to you what you do about it. If you choose to believe that, if you choose to carry that dark cloud, you're going to carry it for the rest of your life. If I say today I'm 34 years old, I'm not going to be 34 years old tomorrow. I'm going to be 34 years plus what. But all the 6 months that I'm spending hiding myself because I'm a failure, because I'm this, I'm that, while the people who are calling me that are continuing with life and going on with life, I'm never going to get back. And I'm never going to get back, and I will not have anybody to blame for that, because in as much as the pressure was coming from the outside, the decision had to come from the inside to say, what do I do with this that is being said to me? So I refuse for anybody to tell me anything about. You can't tell me about me. Tell me about Bona. Tell me about ESCOM. Tell me about the speaker. Tell me about. You can't tell me. I refuse. You can't tell me about me, and I take that. You can't tell me I'm ugly. You can't tell me I'm papa. You can't tell me I'm attention. You can't. You're gonna be hitting a brick wall. I think there was another hand. I'm just going, guys. I'm going. Shame. Let's start there at the back now.
Hey, Sandra.
Oh, hi.
Hi. This is not a question.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to thank you for saving my life. I could have taken my life on the 8th of November last year, and it was that call that you made that saved my life. And thank you.
Thank you, sis. Oh, there's another one. It's gonna come.
Madam Speaker,
My darling.
I drive 10 hours to come and see you, talk to you in person.
I'm so humbled.
Madam, I just want to tell you that you are a blessing to all of us. I got divorced before you, and you helped me heal. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Hello, my sister.
My sister.
Before you finish up, I just want you to say something to that lady, to that sister who's about to give up, who's just hanging in there, got 1% battery, for example. Just to give them hope and say whatever you can to make them, because not every one of us can be public and say what we're going through and all of those things. We are not the same. But believe me, there's 1, 2, 3 people sitting around here. They're just there because they have to be there, but they're about to give up. Just say a word or two to them before it's too late.
The pressure. The pressure. My sister, I don't know if I should say you are putting me on the spotlight because I'm here already, but giving up is not an option. You can give up if you want to give up, but it's not an option. Many of us who are here, we could have given up, but we chose not to. And one thing that people underestimate is that when Sisi at the back there was saying that she wanted to take her life, we tend to judge people for taking their lives because we think they are selfish, we think they like drama, we think, oh, Mara, this is small waters, you could just kill yourself because of this. Let me tell you something that we underestimate. The vitality that we have in us to keep going when other people, you see, there where other people are giving up and you are picking yourself up from there and you are going forward. Never underestimate that. Never. I'm telling you, some days you will feel like, you know what, I just want to quit everything. But you choosing, you having it in you to say, let me wake up even though it's painful. Let me just 1 foot forward even though it's painful. Never underestimate that which is in you. Because you can give up on anything. You can give up on anybody. You can give up on a lot of things, but not on yourself. Guys, yourself, you understand what I mean? And with you being there, you're not selfish. You're not loving other people. But how are you going to love others when you don't show them? Show people what love is by loving yourself. Because a lot of us allow people to get away with treating us a certain way, and we think that is interpreted as love. Let me tell you something. If I step on you right now and you say, my foot is under your foot, I am going to step on you some more. I'm going to step on you some more. If I pinch you right now and you don't say ouch, I'm not going to stop. So you loving yourself, you choosing yourself, you drawing that boundary means that you refuse to allow anybody to cross here. When you see a foot coming, you remove yours. Like a queen that you are, you keep walking.
Good afternoon, beautiful queens today. I'm one of the people who was actually marketing this because I believe a lot of women are going through a lot. I'm one of those who have been going through a lot, and I've been strong for other people.
Yeah.
People don't know what I have gone through. People don't know what I'm going through at the current moment. I'm going through hell. And my question today is to one of these women to say, how do I come out? I'm choosing to come out because I believe that it's a choice to come out. If I'm not going to come out, I'm going to drown. And I'm not choosing to drown. I want to come out. Can somebody come to me some way? And please tell me how. I just need that answer.
The first thing that you need to do is to take a break from all the trail of thoughts that you are having right now on figuring out how you want to get out of this. Take a break. There's absolutely nothing that's going to come out of you overthinking and just straining your brain by trying to figure out how you're going to get out. If you're trying to do something right now and you are strained and you are stressed, I'm telling you, you're not going to yield good results until you take a break. You take a deep breath. You step away and you say, there are things I can change. There are things I cannot change. You list them down. I can change the color of my nails. I can change my hairstyle. I can change this. I can change that. I can't change my past. I can't change the decisions that I've made that got me here. I can't change the people that I allowed to get away with certain things in my life. I can't change this. I can't change that. So now, when you shift your focus from what you can't change to what you can change, you will realize that 24 hours is actually not long enough. You will realize that 24 hours is not enough, because as you are trying to now focus on what you can change, as you're trying to focus on saying, listen, I have a problem with sitting alone. What is it with me that says, no, you can't be alone, you have to be with somebody else? There's something that I'm running away from. Find out what that is. Deal with that. I'm telling you, you become more victorious when you focus on things that are about you that you can change than when you try to change the next person. Because a lot of us make a mistake of when we are busy distracting ourselves. Remember, when you park yourself on the side and you're not improving yourself, you're not betterfying yourself, you are focusing on somebody else and other things. When you come back, you are still here. There where you left you will find you there, still waiting. So instead of you abandoning you and focusing on how can I change this person, how can I do this, how can I do that, you leave that, you do you. There are things on the inside of me. There was a time when I did this and that. I cried the other day when I was saying to a friend of mine, you have been so good to me so much that I'm not used to asking for help. I'm not used to asking for help, and because I don't want to be a burden to other people. Because when you're a middle child, you feel like, because you are you would rather not be a burden so that at least maybe you will be loved more. And the more you do that, you would rather offer. There are people who say, now I prefer giving than getting. Now I prefer being the one on the giving end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I did say that initially, that also on its own is a ministry. But a lot of us are doing that because we are hoping to fulfill something on the inside of us. And let me tell you something, unless you come back home to yourself, you close the door and you say, no, there's a void here. And this void has absolutely nothing to do with how many people I've given out there. This void has absolutely nothing to do with how many mouths I've fed out there. The fact that I used to grow up hungry and there was no food in the house, I need to deal with that. Yes, you can still continue giving people, but deal with that which is on the inside of you. Because we keep doing things which we are hoping that eventually they're going to fulfill us. But because this void on the inside of us, you're not getting full. You're not getting fulfilled. So what I'm saying to you right now is that when you get home, I don't know what you're going through, this difficult time that you're going through, there are elements which you can change. And there are elements which you cannot change. No matter how big or small it is. That which you cannot change. I don't know you. I don't know what's happening on the inside of you. And I can guarantee you now that the majority of things which are stressing you out or getting you to a point where you are right now are things which you can do absolutely nothing about. The things you are worried about the most right now, you can change them. Draw that list. What can I change? What can I not change? One day at a time. The next thing, when you are done with this list, you'll realize that actually the things that I'm not changing don't even matter anymore. Yeah. Do we still have, my queen, do we still have time? We don't have ne? They want to chase us out. No, they will never. They're lovely people. Okay, but maybe we can take 2 more people. Okay, let's do 2 more.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've had a conversation with you some time ago over a live TikTok.
Okay.
And I appreciated how we actually got to be in the same understanding. And it's just a comment, it's not really a question. I just want to appreciate the fact that you came in my life when I needed you the most. You were the catalyst that made me to decide on putting myself first, knowing boundaries and understanding that it's okay to be selfish with yourself. It's okay to put yourself first, and it's okay to also feed yourself so that you can give on an overflowing cup.
Yeah.
It does not help to actually be feeding, but you are empty.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to fill yourself up, and when you are full enough, that's when you can give out. I'm one of the girls who I would say I've always allowed myself to be in the background and give people and forget that there is still me. I wouldn't have a conversation with myself, but rather I would want to see the next person being happy. And with you coming into my life, I've learned to understand that boundaries are allowed. It's okay for you to draw a line and say, this is where I stop. I'm sorry, you're trembling on top of my feet, and this is not going to be acceptable. Please move away. Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we're taking the last one. I feel so bad, guys. I feel terrible. I don't know if my brother has a format of giving these questions.
Yeah. Good evening. Gini nonke. Ngizobe ngenza mistake if angeke ngisho nix ngoba udala bami. We are listening to you all nikhuluma all young women. Sikhona sila sibadala sis, we are following you. Umncane ungaka sibadala. I'm 48 years old, but I'm following you at your age. You know why? Because most of the things ozikhulumayo, in fact, all the things ozikhulumayo I associate. And you really are a blessing, my darling. Continue to do what you are doing. Never mind all those negative comments. Those are all perpetrators who are shaken because of you coming out with the truth. We associate ngobudala bethu with all that you are saying, and for years, sithulile, asisho nix. We are not even helping others, but we've been through all that you are saying. Sifile inside of us, and continue to do the work that you are doing. It's so good. You are doing excellent. Ngiyanibongela nonke you young women enila to have women like Madam Speaker on like who's holding your hand, because Tina, we didn't have such people. Singene nje sakwenzeka konke okwenzekile kithi, we were so quiet like that, and we've experienced stuff. And now most of you nikwazi ukuthi boundaries because of people like Madam Speaker. Continue to do the great work that you are doing. You are doing the work of the Lord to empower these young women. Ningafani nathi. And the last thing engizoyisho kini, the sooner you deal with your situation, the better. Because it never gets better, it gets worse. The only thing ozoyithola when you are growing up in a situation enjalo, it's death inside of you. Like you are going to be rewarded with ill health, irreversible chronic illnesses, and so on and so on. It never gets better, but it gets worse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, last one. Last. It's my brother's fault there.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you, Madam Speaker, for the beautiful event. This definitely changed my life. Like, I'm going to church this forever. And I just wanted to, my mom is personally my Madam Speaker, because every single day we have such conversations like, love yourself, Yeah. And it's okay to be alone. As long as you're content with yourself. And I just wanted to thank her.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I get a lot of people who ask me, why do you respond to negative comments a lot? A lot of people don't understand why I respond to negative comments. These girls, young as they are adults, broken adults, who are preying on young girls so that they can feed their toxic traits by just having the young girls around. My girl, young as you are, there is a man who would want a young girl, take her away from everybody and everything, buy her all the things, so that when he's done with that, he will now start feeding his narcissistic traits off of that young girl, so much that she will even end up committing suicide, because he will want to make you believe that you are nothing without him. So every time when I respond to a comment about patriarchy or feminism, when people ask me, why do you respond to that? I always get somebody in the comment section who say, now I know how to respond when somebody says something like this to me, and that for me is fulfilling. Because I know that not everybody will get inside somebody say, actually explain the way that I would explain something, or somebody who is trying to dribble a young child to say, no, but you are nothing without me. Well, I am something. If I'm going to be able to respond to that, at least the child is safe. I know 1 or 2 kids are safe because they know that when somebody comes and says this to me, this is how I'm going to respond. When somebody tries to dribble me this way, at least I know that there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with, something is off. When something is off, it's off. And because now the answers are out there is somebody who is openly speaking about these things which are taboo topics, then I know that I will be safe. Because guys, I looked for information. I searched for financial abuse in marriages. I searched for things that are, what do you call this, childhood traumas, abandonment issues, and marriage. How do these things interlink? I searched for so many things that I felt like I was going through, but I needed somebody to say something about them, and I didn't find it. And when I said to a friend, I'm worried because I'm doing this research about this thing and I'm not finding it. Am I crazy? And then he said to me, you are breaking new ground. Just because you're going to be the first person to speak about it, we all know what you're speaking about is nothing new. But just because you're going to be speaking about it first, it simply means that there are people who are following, there are people who are going to look for this information and they're going to use it. And when I see young girls, because apparently my content is good for daughters, but it's not good for wives. Like a lot of men like my content for their daughters because then they know their daughters are safe, they're smart, but not the wives. You understand? So I get so happy when I see young girls with their mothers being encouraged to actually listen to the type of stuff that I speak about. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much, my queen. Yeah, I think you can now go sit down. You have been standing, and walk nicely. You might fall and like again.